Okay, welcome to Dupor Bowl XVIII. This is John DaRin. Commissioner Mike Colonese is down in the field, and we have Jim Hawley this year up in the booth in charge of video duties. Now we hear Mike discussing the terms of the rules of the game here. Of course, we do have Darak again as umpire, referee for the third year in a row, is it?
I believe it is, John.
Okay, Captain, you got the point.
That guy's funny, but in the green. I never underestimate my opponents, even they are all old men.
Of course, as mentioned by Gene Colonese / DaRin, the field is very beautiful this year. Paul's done a great job as usual, aided this year by Kevin Cwanek, who brought the ruler with him, so the lines are nice and straight this year.
And ladies and gentlemen, this is Mike Colonese signing on for the Brownson Broadcasting Network here. It's the 25th anniversary of the first BFL season held at Jim Hawley's house down on 85 Brownson Drive. And Paul Tvardzik once again has designed our field, making note of that 25th year of the BFL. It's also Dupor Bowl XVIII, and once again John DaRin joins me in the booth. A beautiful Paul Tvardzik designed field.
A little bit cool today, Mike. Temperatures in the 40s, I'd say.
Yeah, I'd say around 40. Harold Darak announcing, and we're going to be getting set with a kickoff. Rick Kosturko in his second year will be kicking off, and we'll set the teams in a moment. Jeffrey Darak, number 13, is playing steady defense for the first half. Dupor Bowl number 18, the first season in 1979. We're going to send it down to the field. Harold Darak. Coin toss has already taken place. Kosturko, nice end-over-end kick taken by Cwanek at the 3. Cwanek looking for some blocking. He's got some room, and he's stopped by Lesko at about the 24-yard line, where it'll be first down and 10 yards to go. Now on offense, we see number 1, Jomo Kenyatta, also known as Paul Tvardzik, and Kevin Cwanek, a couple of veterans, along with Dave Condon, another longtime veteran. And they are joined by Jason Calder and
Bill Eisenmann.
Bill Eisenmann, thank you. He's in the gray on the offense. Paul Tvardzik is at quarterback, looking for Eisenmann, and it's complete. A nice catch in the near sideline to the 21. A pickup of about 7, where it will be second down and 3 yards to go with 14 plays left in the first quarter. Nice play, Paul Tvardzik. Returning, he's been around since 1979, and he is at the moment the only player participating who was there in the inaugural season of 1979. We are expecting Bruce Murray a little later, and he was around that first season as well. This year, a very notable retirement of Jim Hawley, who was around in that very first season, and he's joining us in the camera. And we've got a vehicle arriving now, which may or may not be related to us, and looks like it is not. Tvardzik again calling signals. Cwanek and Condon going out. Condon going long. He's looking for Condon. Intercepted! Intercepted at about the 20. And that must be Mike Raffferty, perhaps.
Mike, I was going to comment that Tvardzik opened strong there at quarterback, threw that nice opening pass, and came back on the second attempt to throw that one up for grabs a little bit. May have underestimated the speed out there of Raffferty.
And there was double coverage there on Condon, the speedster. Condon, one of the all-time leading wide receivers in this league. 1,005. Chudoba at quarterback. He's looking long. He's got a good arm and overthrows his man. That was Marchetti, I believe, going out deep on the left side, covered by Eisenmann. I'd say it's slightly warmer than it was last year. It's the same kind of overcast day, but it is a little bit warmer, around probably the low 40s. Chudoba at quarterback. He's demonstrated he's got quite an arm. He's looking long. He's got a step, and it goes just off his fingertips. Looking for that long ball. He's got quite an arm on him. And incomplete. Doug Condon is the second on the all-time reception list with 65 for 1,087 yards. He trails only Bruce Murray. Paul Tvardzik is third on that list. Third down. Chudoba looking for the first. He's in trouble. Nobody open. He's sending him long. Here comes Jeffrey Darak with a big rush, and incomplete. That brings up a fourth down.
Some question there, Mike, as to whether Darak got him on that first attempt. It looked like he got him with one hand and missed with the second. But it was a good rush put on by Darak that time.
It's going to bring up a 4th and 10. We'll see if they punt.
Going for it.
And, this is a mistake that I often see in the Dupor, John, is these teams going for it. They've missed on 3, although they had a couple of open receivers in the first 2. They were just somewhat overthrown.
Especially this early in the game, Mike. And as you mentioned, this is a fairly inexperienced Dupor team. Let's see if the experience comes back to haunt them on this particular play.
Very risky maneuver. Here comes the blitz, too, and they're coming at him. He's going long. Condon's right with him. Incomplete. And that is going to prove to haunt them, going for that on the 4th down. A wise use of the blitz, I may add. Notable absence of the contingent that played the past 2 years, including Molnar and Ed Millay, and last year's MVP player, Dave Olstrom. Notably absent this year, so we've got a smaller field of 5-on-5. Tvardzik at quarterback. No blitz this time. Condon open. Incomplete. In and out of the hands of Doug Condon. 8 plays left in the first quarter. No score. Now it's Condon at quarterback. Doug Condon looking for Tvardzik. Eisenmann going out in the deep. Condon's in trouble. He gets it off, and it's complete. Complete to Calder, and I think it's enough for the first down. And it is. 7 plays left. Nice play. Condon to Calder. And a first down inside the 5 at about the 4-yard line. Here comes a blitz. Condon, he's got good protection over it. And it's picked off! It's picked off! And he laterals it off, and now it's all Condon ends up with it again! An amazing turn of events. And he'll get a fresh set of downs. We're back at the 21-yard line in one of the oddest Dupor plays we've ever seen in the 18-year history of the Dupor Bowl.
It looks like a difficult field out there today, Mike. Just on that one play, we saw that the field itself was hard, but there's a slippery layer on top of it that made traction very difficult.
And veteran Paul Tvardzik goes back at quarterback. Condon wide on the left, Calder wide on the right. A loose ball, they can rush, and he's out of bounds, picked up about a yard on a busted play. 5 plays left in the first quarter, and it's nice to see Paul Tvardzik getting so many snaps in. He's looking for Condon, who's cutting across the right side. Paul Tvardzik under heavy rush is picked off by Kosturko. And again, another turnover. 4 plays left in the first quarter, and we've had a real interesting game so far. Paul Tvardzik now getting a lot of snaps at quarterback for the first time in a number of seasons. His last big season of passing was 1993, when he had a very unfortunate ratio of touchdowns to interceptions, throwing 1 touchdown and 7 interceptions in 1993. His best quarterbacking year, well, we'll go back to live action. Chudoba, now it's back to Kosturko, fires it over the middle, and it's caught and stopped by Tvardzik. I think that's enough for a first down. We'll see what... And now I guess they're saying Tvardzik didn't get him, and he's actually stopped by Cwanek at the 25-yard line, where it is a first down and 3 plays left in the first quarter.
Again, we see a good arm there, Mike. He put that ball right on the money. Let's just see if they start running some more conservative patterns rather than sending the men out on the bomb every play.
Chudoba quarterback. Here comes a heavy rush now. Gets it off, and it is stopped. Completed to Marchetti out to the 29-yard line. 2 plays left in the first quarter. And I think we'll be hearing from our sponsor once again, Tusker Beer from Kenya, East Africa. Via Nibora is their well-known popular phrase. Chudoba quarterback. Eisenmann and Darak, the rushers. Chudoba looking long. He's got a man open, but Condon getting over. It's complete, and he's going to go in for the score. Touchdown, the first score of the game with 1 play left in the first quarter. Condon seemed to be in position to get over there, and just they may have misjudged the ball. But a big play, Condon to Raffferty for the touchdown, about 30-yard touchdown pass, 31 yards. Chudoba, the rookie, to Raffferty, the rookie. And the rookies take a 7-0 lead with 1 play left in the first quarter. I might point out that the post-game party has been moved from the Hawley mansion down the street to the Darak mansion. Kosturko kicking off, taken by Condon at the 6. Condon looking for a wedge, gets a block. He's got the running room and gets up to the 21, 22-yard line. And it looks like they spotted about the 23-yard line. This will be the last play of the first quarter. Harold Darak, again, the referee. We've got a chilly, overcast day, but it's not bitterly cold as it has been some other years. And the spot of the ball is just at the 22-yard line of the veterans. Jomo Kenyatta again back at quarterback. He's got Calder wide on the right, Condon tight on the left, Eisenmann tight on the right. Tvardzik's looking for Calder. He catches it. Ew, it's a catch! A beautiful play. They rule it a catch by Calder. And a little controversial call, but referee Harold Darak rules it a catch to Calder. That's the end of the first quarter. The end of the first quarter with the score of the rookies 7, the veterans nothing. A first down to the rookie 25-yard line.
Unbelievable one-handed catch that time by Calder, and I think that's possibly what this veteran team needs, Mike. Some spark from a younger player, and that's what Calder can possibly offer here
today. And if
we
can get a view of the scoreboard, we see
now the second quarter.
Second quarter,
home 0.
15 plays left in the first half. Now Calder wide on the right. Cwanek back to Tvardzik. Tvardzik's looking for Calder. Bobbled and incomplete.
That play worked so well the first time, the veterans went back to it, and that time Calder just couldn't come up with the catch, Mike.
Second down, 10 yards to go. Tvardzik looking for Condon. Overthrows him, incomplete. Third down and 10 with 13 plays left in the half. Now we're in the second quarter, 13 plays left. Paul Tvardzik's been doing most of the quarterbacking. Interesting formation, and looks like a blitz is possible. And here comes a blitz. They pitch back to Calder, who loses his footing and is stopped. And it brings up a 4th and 13. Excellent use of the blitz by the rookies. And 12 plays left. It's 4th and 13. I imagine they'll be punting from this distance.
Yeah, that looked like a loss of a yard or so, Mike. And at this point, I would think that no,
you're going for it. This could be a serious error.
Mike, I mean, one thing you have to look at is how many plays have the veterans had in this first half that have gained 14 or so yards, 15 yards.
You're right.
I mean, this would seem to be an unlikely go for them here, but we'll see. We'll see if they can come up with it.
I think with the field position at where it is, it's going to give the rookies a very short field if they don't make it. So I question this call, and I'm a little surprised that the rookies are going for it, but we'll see. Maybe they'll prove us wrong. They're blitzing again. Wise use of it. Almost sacked. He's got to get rid of it. He stopped. He stopped. And that was really a poor play in going for that. They should have punted the ball. And it pushes them way back and gives the rookies an unnecessary advantage here, John.
The rookies learn quickly, Mike. Let's give them some credit.
Absolutely.
I mean, the one use of the blitz by the veterans demonstrated to them the power of the blitz, and they've called it now in a couple of big plays and come up big, especially on that play with a big sack.
They've got 3 receivers on the right flooding that side. Kosturko, a quarterback. Here comes a rush. It's up and complete to Marchetti, I believe, inside the 15 to the 14. It's a first down, 10 plays left.
Marchetti has the stripes, I think, Mike. That's
First down.
Oh, that was Raffferty.
That was Raffferty.
All right, I'm sorry.
Downs here.
Kosturko, a quarterback, fakes once to the left. Now looking right, nobody open, throws out, and it's complete. That is Marchetti.
And he gets it all the way down to the 5-yard line. Looks like they're just about a yard short of a first down. But again, Mike, this rookie team has gone from throwing long bombs on each and every play during their first possession to using a ball control offense.
Interesting formation, John. What do you think they've got going on?
Looks like they might pitch it.
Oh! Cwanek! Big play. They come up big with Cwanek getting a big sack, and he's one of the all-time sack leaders.
Or something. Kosturko had a man behind him. Looks like he could have lateraled that one, but instead chose to hang on to it, and the veterans came up with the big sack.
Veterans using only their second blitz of the half. It's now going to be second and goal from the 13-yard line. Same formation. Here comes the blitz again. Kosturko has to throw it away. And 8 plays left, third and goal And got to hand it to the veteran defense now with the judicious use of their blitzes. They still have 2 more.
This brings up 4th down, I believe, Mike. This is going to be a big play here, if I'm not mistaken.
I had it as 3rd down, but you could be correct. It's 4th down. 4th and goal.
4th and goal here. They choose not to kick a field goal, which I think is still a legal play in Dupor.
Field goals are legal. Kosturko at quarterback. They're blitzing again. Cwanek trying to fight his way in. Jeffrey Darak going into the end zone. Intercepted! Come back to the 10. An interception by Calder and a huge defensive stand for the veterans. They really dodge a bullet here. 7 plays left in the first half, and I've got to hand it to that veteran defense, John.
They came up big that time, Mike. Cwanek put on the blitz, couldn't get through. It looked like they had a 3-on-1 blocking scheme there, but...
and this looks like Bruce Murray arriving just in time, perhaps, to get in to help this veteran team. We'll see what they choose to do. And yes, it is Bruce Murray arriving at the field. One of the original 1979ers coming back to haunt us.
How many blitzes do they have left?
They have 1 blitz left. They have 2.
Condon back at quarterback, Mike, and he's got the
Looking for Tvardzik. No! Calder can't quite hang on. It'll be 2nd down. 6 plays left in the half. 6 to halftime. Veterans, though, just made a big defensive stand. Condon at quarterback. He's looking for, we don't know exactly who he was looking for. Maybe Tvardzik, but it brings up a 3rd and 10 with 5 plays left.
Mike, this is a big play coming up now for the veterans. They don't want to hand the ball back to the rookies with time remaining.
Condon.
Cwanek could not come up with the handle.
Incomplete. Looks like it's going to be Condon at the punting
DARIN.
Bruce, did you receive the statistics packet?
No, Mike, I can't say that I did, but
I'm going to have Rudolph. And it's has a little trouble handling it. And it looks like he's brought down by Tvardzik at the 29-yard line. A little bit of sun peeking through, but we will see. Here's Chudoba at quarterback. Kosturko, there's a flag is down, and I think we're going to have an offsides. Looking long. Touchdown, but it's going to come back. I think it's going to come back. Flag on the play. Offsides against the offense. That's going to come back. I noticed Kosturko left a little early on the far sideline.
And you always hate to see that, Mike, when the man who's not even involved in the play creates the penalty, but that one is going to come back.
Darik's pacing off 5 yards, sending him back to the 24. They could have opened the commanding 2-score lead, and only Bruce Murray getting in would possibly be able to save the veterans at that point.
well, Mike,
There's some questioning there of the officiating, but possibly the rookies, is it possible, Mike, that the rookies don't know that this game is being officiated by 5-time MVP?
enjoying it. Chudoba at quarterback. He's going over to Marchetti. Nice catch. Calder makes the stop. Short of the first down.
This could be a big play.
who's that guy?
3 plays left.
How many plays left?
3.
Who's that guy?
Calder?
And Kosturko calls a timeout, which means 3.5.
Falls something.
Chudoba quarterback is yelling, watch the blitz.
on the right.
Do have another. Here comes the blitz. Cwanek, good pressure. Looking one for Kosturko. Touchdown! And they open up a 14-0 lead. Chudoba to Kosturko with a 22-yard touchdown play. The blitz was coming in. Cwanek almost got to him. They really have to hand it to Chudoba, having the presence to stand in there in the pocket and get that ball off under the heavy rush. I don't know. I overnight mailed a stats sheet to their ringleader and didn't do any good. Kosturko's the kickoff goes out of bounds.
My guess is they're all working in a chain gang somewhere down in the Georgia bayous.
Apparently one of the, was it the MVP from last year, Mike, cut the tip of his finger off yesterday.
Yes, and that was
No doubt practicing his we're number one. He knew
Dave
Dana in high
Olstrom,
school.
last year's MVP.
Billy Eisenmann. Yeah, and about a hippie too.
And 14-0. Kick taken by Condon at the 11. Condon looking for the blockers. Got some. Moving well downfield and gets to the 29.
Where do you find that gear?
2.5 plays left, and we'll take a check of the scoreboard. Showing 14-0. Of course, that down is wrong. We got to get in touch with the booth upstairs to change that. It's
Like any news from around the rest of the league?
have not gotten anything in yet. Of course, pretty much everything comes to a halt worldwide on this day. as it does in the Super Bowl, though maybe not quite to that extent on Super Sunday. Dupor Saturday, however, there's not much going on. Maybe a few minor league games going on somewhere across the country. So well-played game. Here comes a blitz. Tvardzik gets it off. Incomplete.
Michael, way to go.
1.5 plays left. In here, 11 years. Of course, he had those big receiving years. Their last blitz, he gets it off. Incomplete.
There's a flag.
There's a flag down. Let's see what the call's going to be. Pass interference on the defense. Brings up an automatic first down. Does not count as a play, so they don't have to use a
He may have had
timeout.
pass interference, but darn, he looks good, doesn't he? He's the best-dressed Dupor, I think, in recent history. The best-dressed player I've seen.
Yes, you're right.
Wearing that polo shirt with the sporty pants. He does. Condon remembers his.
Here comes a blitz. He gets it off to Condon. Like Kosturko.
That was almost 7, Mike. If he could have hung on to that one, he would have been gone.
They take a timeout, leaving 1 play left in the half and 1 more timeout. I think I would like to see the challenge of bringing Bruce into the veteran team and seeing if his presence. They need a little coaching, I think, over there. Condon, the hard count. Looking long, gets it off, and it's going to be picked off by Chudoba at the 2. He's got a lot of room in front of him, and he's pointing to Kosturko to give him some blocking, and he stopped at about the 30-yard line. And a timeout is called, leaving half a play. This will be the last play of the first half.
It's a good move there by Jeffrey Darak as the man with 2 brains who switched from offense from defense to defense. Excuse me, Mike, he did not switch. He switched teams in this play.
You're right.
Down.
He switched.
Half a play left. This is the last play of the first half.
Last play of the first half, 14-0. Rookies are going to be trying to pad the score here, and if they open up a 3-point lead, a 3-score lead, I'd say it
Looks like the Hail Mary.
Chudoba's going for Marchetti. Pushing, but he stopped. Goes down. I think we're going to have offensive interference.
Offensive interference.
And
Decline it. They should decline it.
they can decline it.
And for a rookie, I don't like that display of temper by Paul Marchetti. While we're out there
At
with
the end of the
Harold.
half, they're going to score that as a long pass play of about 30 yards, but not enough for a touchdown. That's it. It's halftime.
Want to announce today's co-sponsor, Bruce?
Sure. Today's co-sponsor celebrating their 100th anniversary as America's premier beer, Michelob. Because, hey, weekends like Dupor Saturday were made for Michelob.
How appropriate, Mike, that it should be the 100th anniversary of Michelob on this, the 25th anniversary of the VFL.
Good point, John. Here comes the squad at halftime, and we're going to have to see if Bruce Murray can breathe some life into the veteran squad. Harold, it seems to be a well-played game so far.
Well, it started off very sloppy. A lot of turnovers, a lot of one play, which, lateraling it back and forth, it was a really crazy play. But since then, it's kind of settled down, and I think the rookies have really, for not knowing the rules, are doing a very good job.
It seems they've picked up pretty quickly with the blitzes. They really wise use of the blitzes, but I've got to hand it, the veterans made a great stand down there at the goal line when the rookies went in with a 1st and goal. Veterans were able to move them back and eventually take the ball over in an interception.
A couple well-placed blitzes, yes.
But blitzes can make a big difference in this league. I think there have been some questionable calls in terms of going for it on 4th and long. I think the veterans made a big mistake when they went for it 4th and long
Rookies made a
around
big mistake
midfield.
Early in the first quarter, when they didn't recognize what the rules were, and I think you're right, the veterans should have punted right around midfield instead of going for it, especially when there were so many blitzes that were still outstanding, yes.
Now, do you have any insight in terms of Bruce Murray is here? Are they going to just put him on the veteran squad and attempt to resuscitate them?
I do not know.
They are, apparently.
So I guess
Does Jeffrey want to stay on their team, or does he stay?
Jeffrey could stay on their team. I guess that would make it a 6-on-6. I think that's the only fair thing they could do.
Yeah.
I would expect to see some more intelligent play calling by the veterans in the second half.
Yes.
They were throwing the ball all over the place, and a lot of less intelligent turnovers. And I expect to see some smarter play calling with Murray there.
Now, your son, it must give you some special pride to see your son Jeffrey following in your footsteps. How long do you think it'll be till Jeffrey starts picking up those MVP awards the way you did?
Well, I'll tell you, I don't see anyone. Everyone's the same to me on the field. Maybe afterwards, when it's all said and done, and we can look at the videotape, then we can see. But Right now I am not partial whatsoever, so I've got to make sure I'm calling them both sides.
And Harold, thank you very much for the invitation for us to join you at the Darak Mansion this evening. We look forward to that very much.
The only reason I did this is because I always wanted my house to be called a mansion, and that's the only way it would ever happen. So,
and now let me interrupt this interview for a word from our sponsor, Tusker Beer, Via Ni Bora, which I'm told means something or other in Kenyan. Something good, and it's brewed from the Bima Equatorial barley and the pure waters of the Mazima Springs. Tusker Beer, Via Ni Bora. We thank Jim Hawley today for taking over very ably in the camera. His first absence from the Dupor Bowl in terms of on the field since I think 1983 or so. John DaRin, of course, joining us again in the booth. And we've got a nice squad here at 5-on-5. I think we're going to go to 6-on-6 for the second half when we pick that up. And it looks like we should have enough time and hopefully enough interest to get in the traditional Game 2 of Dupor Day. The 18th time that we've gathered for a Dupor Bowl event. Paul Tvardzik again doing a nice job on the field, again with the help of Kevin Cwanek to keep things very geometric. Kevin is apparently very good with those straight lines, and it's just really done great for us. Harold, that was interesting, the offensive pass interference call, which they really wisely declined since he did not get into the end zone. So give up the 30-yard pass, but at least not another score.
yes, matter of fact, it was clear that the receiver was pushing off with one hand to get the catch, and they weren't very happy with that call either. So it
was a very clear call to us from the booth, as well as the offsides call that you had. The pass interference, I really didn't see. That went down around midfield or so, or 20-yard line maybe.
Neither did I. So
Mike, if we could, just real quickly, I'd like to do a close-up of that penalty flag. That penalty flag has washed a number of dishes in its day.
Which also doubles as a ball cleaner.
See that?
You can't
is a
get
beauty.
these things anywhere. Okay, it's a dishwash, ball cleaning, referee throwing penalty flag.
When the Dupor Hall of Fame is established, Mike, I think that should be one of the original items placed in its chambers.
That along with the official coin.
Yeah, that's
the official Dupor Bowl coin, which I'm not sure you want to get a close-up of that, was purchased in our nation's capital.
Harold, I have a question. Have you been using the whistle?
I've been using the whistle the entire game.
Oh, okay.
What game are you listening to?
One of those Holland whistles, or? It's one of my favorite parts of the Dupor, and I just have been so busy I've missed it.
You got one of these things that tells the place. You got one of these things that tells the. Where did you get this? From one of your old games?
It's actually an old Paulo Karma game. So it looks like what we're doing is putting Jeffrey Darak onto an actual team, which will be the rookie team, and he's giving them the most veteran experience there, John. That actually could work to their advantage quite well.
We ready?
We're sending it down to the field.
There you go.
Kickoff by Bruce Murray is going to take an odd bounce, be picked up by
somebody.
Lesko. And here we go. The rookies. Chudoba back at quarterback. Oh, nice! It's batted by Tvardzik, but into the hands of Kosturko in an unusual play. They'll pick up about 5 or 6 yards on that.
Now how are you going to score that?
And again, Mike, that was a lucky bounce for the rookies, but let's point out that here they're going for 5 yards at a clip. They're not going for the 15, 20, 30-yard pass play. They're happy with the 5 yards at a time.
And I think you're right, John. We've got to hand it to these rookies. They've really learned well in terms of the strategy and especially the coaching strategies here with blitzes and when to go and when to punt. Chudoba at quarterback. Looking long, he's got a step. Murray's trying to get there, but he's going to score! Touchdown! And now they take a 21-0 lead, which may be too much for this veteran team to surmount. A 3-score lead. And this brings up again the old look through the playbook at some of the great blowouts in Dupor Bowl history. We had the Game 1 of 1994 on a cold day when Condon, Murray, Tvardzik, and Lesko beat Albert, Cwanek, Dudra, and Hawley 49-0.
Incredible.
What's funny about that?
That is one of the all-time big blowouts in Dupor Bowl history, and I think the largest, in fact. Kick is taking a bounce. Condon picks it up at the 5. Looking for blockers. Murray trying to give him some room. He's got throw. He's got room. He's going. He stopped at midfield, but a nice return by Doug Condon of 25 yards, cutting across the field and getting it out to the 30-yard line.
One of the good things about today's game, Mike, might be that we can get Jeffrey Darak, one of the truly good things that's happened to this Dupor Bowl, off the schneid from his 0-2 record last year.
Yes.
And get him a victory here in today's first game.
We had a 40-0 game back in 1980 where King, Strauss, and Weisskopf. I must say, Jim, you're again on this losing effort.
Well, what are you going to do?
Roulette, Jim Hawley, and Paul Okarma back in the days when Mr. Okarma used to join us. Condon fires the ball low to Murray and incomplete.
What an ugly pass that was, Mike. Hate to criticize these Dupor participants. I mean, they deserve credit just for being here, but that pass was ugly. Right into the ground, and I think Mr. Condon would agree with us on that one. At the viewing at the Darak Mansion, we'll get his comments.
Condon a quarterback. No blitzes yet by the rookies. Condon looking now at his pressure, and he's sacked. Sacked by Mr. Lesko, and dropping him for a loss on the play of about 4 yards. Bringing up 3rd and 14 with 11 plays left in the third quarter. They just can't get anything going, John.
The veterans just aren't in balance, Mike. Their offense seems to be out of sync a little bit, and I just don't know what to do, what they can do to get themselves in balance. How has Murray fared historically, Mike, as a quarterback? Is that a possibility?
Murray is on the all-time passing list with 585 yards. That's 5th on the list, completing 45.7% of his passes, 11 TDs and 6 interceptions, which is a good ratio. Although I must comment at this point on Harold Darak's ratio as a quarterback. Harold is number 2 on the list, or number 3 rather, in yards behind Jim Hawley. But his ratio of 30 TDs to only 9 interceptions is truly amazing. And again, for a Dupor stat, he completes over 50% of his passes. Condon a quarterback, 3rd down. He's going.
Nice
looking for Calder. He's going to bring up 4th and long. And it'll be interesting to see what they do here.
Mike, I believe that was Rafferty that time with the good defensive play. He had Calder open, and the pass looked to be a good one. It was just Rafferty was there with the defensive effort.
So perhaps they're going to go for it at this point. I'm not sure I'd criticize that at this point with the score as it is. They need an awful lot of yards, 4th and 15.
We're kicking it. They're changing, they're kicking it.
No, they're kicking it, and I think that's probably the wise move at this point. They've got to get a defensive play to...
That's quite a flip-flop you made there, Mike.
Oh, that snap, but it really doesn't matter because there's no rush on a punt. And they're going to do that one again. The famous do-over. Condon. Nice kick. It's going to drop. And bobbled. And immediately dropped. A nice play. Stopped at about the 6-yard line. 10 plays left in the third quarter, and let's see if the defense can come up big here. And I spot that really about the 7, I would say.
The veteran strategy almost paid off quickly that time, Mike, as Rafferty juggled that ball and was hard-pressed to come up with the handle. He did hold on to it, though.
And I'm especially surprised that Bill Lesko didn't make it. Here's Kosturko to an open Chudoba and gets it around the first down marker, and it will be a first down, completion of 10 yards. Murray's arguing about the spot, but to no avail. 9 plays left in the third quarter. Bill Lesko had said he was going to be here, and it looks like we have another newcomer, and that might be Mr. DeVale, perhaps?
And Mike, let's see if we see a repeat of the rookie strategy from last time. A short pass followed by a long touchdown pass. They are mixing their plays up well, and we haven't seen them run the ball a lot, but they have thrown short, and they've taken advantage last time at least of a long bomb for a touchdown. Let's see what they do this time.
Snap back to Kosturko. Kosturko is now looking long. Chudoba's going long. Murray's on the coverage. Murray can turn around and intercepted, but can't quite hang on. They'll bring up a second down. 8 plays left. Kosturko a quarterback. Rafferty right now, he throws out short to not stop. There's a one-hander. Lateral. Was that a fumble? I don't know.
The flag is thrown. That looks like it's going to be a break for the rookie team here, Mike. It looked like he was trying the lateral, but he was down before the lateral, and that was almost another big mistake.
I don't know why that's not ruled a fumble, John.
There's a penalty at least. It looks like a 5-yard.
5 yards from the spot. 3rd down.
It's probably playable, isn't it?
And I would have thought that might be. We'll have to consult the rule book to maybe deal with that for the next game. I think that might have been a fumble.
Would have been a big turn of events here. No one on the veteran team seems to be arguing that call.
No instant replay in this league. 23 plays left in the game, and I think at this point they're playing for pride and to avoid the biggest blowout, unless, as you say, they get a turnover here and can score quickly. Kosturko with the ball, looking for Marchetti, stopped by Murray. It's a 1st down, 7 plays left, 3rd quarter. Apparently Mr. Cwanek has been missing and has just returned. I'm curious about how are they playing short one player?
Apparently so, Mike. That's gone by our attention here, but looks to be the case.
So it doesn't quite seem fair, but they are playing 6 on 5. It's rather puzzling to me. They need Cwanek back in there. Kosturko to Jeffrey Darak, incomplete.
Driving down some more appropriate parking.
Complete to Lesko for short yardage. 5 plays left in the 3rd quarter. 3rd down. Looks like they need about 8, 7 or 8. Could be a good use of the blitz right here, John.
Oh, Mike. See if the veterans think of that. No,
they don't.
Stay back.
Eisenmann going wide for wide open Marchetti. It's going to be a touchdown. Rafferty, I'm sorry. Touchdown, and it's 28-0. Well on their way now to one of the biggest blowouts in Dupor Bowl history. I'm amazed that they would play 5 on 6. They need Mr. Cwanek in there.
Everybody.
Kickoff is end over end, taken by Condon at the 4. Condon looking for a wedge on the left. Murray giving a nice block though on Lesko. Condon steps out of bounds at about the 29-yard line. It's Tvardzik calling signals. Murray and Condon wide on the left. Calder now putting over to Calder, incomplete. 3 plays left in the 3rd quarter, 2nd and 10. And Cwanek, I think, is now ready to get in there, and he's got spikes. This could be the turning point that they've been waiting for. Got to hand it to Jim Hawley, following in the footsteps of his brother.
Jeez.
The early cameraman back in the very first year of filming in 1984, as well as 85, as I recall. Affectionately known as the Bilbus. Joe Mull at quarterback looking for Condon. Can't haul it down. 3rd down with 2 plays left. 3rd and 10, 2 plays left. This game is rapidly running out for the veterans. Tvardzik at quarterback. There's a flag on the play. I think it's going to be an offsides. Tvardzik gets it off. Incomplete. We'll see what the call is. And Harold Darak.
Offsides on the offense.
Offsides offense. They may decline that, and I think they will. Bring up a 4th down.
Mike, obviously the veterans haven't had any practice sessions before today's game, and we don't know about these rookies. I mean, this may be a team that has been around for a while.
You're right, John.
We're calling them rookies. This might be an experienced group.
4th down.
Have to divide the teams up a little differently, and I think we'll leave that to Harold this time. Hey, Harold, you're going to set the teams for game 2.
Someone should.
Were these teams selected, Mike, by the old-fashioned method, or they used a new method?
They use the old-fashioned method.
Got him.
Eisenmann, the new quarterback. Murray in the backfield. Let's see, pitches to Murray. Murray now can throw, but they can also rush. Gets off a nice pass to Condon. Hold it down. Incomplete. Jeffrey Darak on the coverage, and Condon had it there in front of him, but couldn't quite bring it in. That's the end of the 3rd quarter with the score. The veterans 0 and the rookies 28. And the big question is going to be, we'll do the comparison, who is the better cameraman, the Bilbus or the Sid?
You know, geez, Mike, all those years at the Hawley mansion, we never had to worry about the mud situation. And I'm a little bit nervous this year that at the Harold mansion, the Darak mansion, there will not be mud allowed. And it's just incomprehensible to me, and I don't know what we're going to do about it. The situation that will unravel itself as we go along today.
Murray playing very deep safety at the goal line. They just don't want to let another score in here. Chudoba at quarterback, Kosturko wide on the left. He's going for Kosturko. Condon in position, picks it off, and he kneels down. It'll come out to the 10. 14 plays left, so the veterans actually get a bit of a break here. Can they score 4 times in 14 plays? Unlikely, I'd say. Unfortunately, I think the rookies will start using their blitzes here, which they haven't done this half. Pitches back to Murray. Now they can rush. Murray trying to get off. Jeffrey Darak rushing. Murray is going to run. He can run. He's advancing the ball. Nice run. Wow, Bruce Murray showing some of that old fire, getting across midfield to the 29. And for Bruce Murray, that's his longest run in Dupor Bowl history. Coming in, his previous long was a 15-yard scamper in 1986. And he has gone over the 100-yard mark for Dupor history. Came in with 16 carries, 98 yards for a 6.1 average. Bruce Murray on that play, the highlight for the veterans, I'd say, with a 21-yard rush and a new personal best for Bruce Murray.
Have you had any thought, Mike, as to a possible MVP in today's game?
Hard to say. I think Marchetti and Raffferty are two, and Chudoba as well, are the 3 likely candidates right now. All I note, rookies. Snap to Tvardzik, pitches to Condon. Now he can run as well. Jeffrey Darak with the rush as well as Lesko. Condon gets it off. Almost picked it off. Picked it off, batted around down there, but not quite. 12 plays left in the game.
And Mike, Kevin has made a double jump in terms of foot gear. He's gone from the work boots, bypassed the sneakers completely, and has gone to the spikes.
Yep.
Maybe we should close up on Kevin on this play.
He's right on the right. Pitches to Condon. Looking for Calder. Cwanek almost came down with it, but did not. 11 plays left in this ball game, 28-0. The question is, can they avoid the shutout at this point, John? There have been 4 shutouts in the illustrious history of the Dupor Bowl, which would entail approximately 34-35 games, so the shutout is rare. But the biggest, of course, was that 49-0 blowout in the cold November day of 1994 in Game 1. Interestingly, that was followed by a tie, 17-17, so the teams had been very well realigned for the second game.
And Mike, on the way here today, we did pass a smoke shop, and we're thinking about picking up some Marlboros, but Dave Dudra is not here, so they weren't necessary.
Calder back to Murray. Big rush by Jeffrey Darak. Murray's going to run again. Jeffrey down, but they mark him out of bounds. He did step out. The kicking up the line was very visible. I think we'll tick off a couple plays there because I might have missed one. So there's only 9 plays left in this game. Might as well move this one right along.
Of course, Mike, and looking at Harold Darak and having him call that play, one can't help but think back to all the years that Murray and Darak were number 1 competitors against each other.
Yep.
And if Bruce possibly wasn't out of bounds that time, Harold might have just called him out anyway.
Phenomenon I've not noticed before, but there are 3 different occasions where Bruce Murray and Harold Darak won the back-to-back MVP awards. 84 was Murray, followed by 85 with Darak. In 88, Darak won, and Murray followed up with an MVP award. And in 93, Darak won, and Murray followed up with the MVP. And perhaps without Darak in this league, Murray doesn't have quite the same incentive. He's rushing forward, not quite long enough, just shy of the first down. But a nice rush by Murray, who's really padding those rushing statistics. 8 plays left in this game, but I believe that was 4th down, and so the rookies will take over. And it looks like they're having less and less likelihood of avoiding the shutout here. 8 plays left. Raffferty wide on the right. He's tough. Kosturko at quarterback. Oh, a little razzle-dazzle. Chudoba looking on for incomplete. Looking long there for Marchetti. Little razzle-dazzle there.
Tvardzik fell over the 23-yard line that time, and gets up. No injuries suffered so far this Dupor, and we're certainly happy for that.
Timeout. Old guy.
And in a strange turn of events, the veterans take a timeout. They don't want to say die. But if they can score 4 times in 7.5 plays, it will really be Dupor history. Second and 10. There's a flag. It's probably offside. Chudoba looking long. Fires a bullet. Complete by Kosturko. It's going to come back, I'm afraid. Calder chasing him. Makes the stop at the 11, but let's see what the referee rules.
Over here.
And it does come back.
Kosturko wanted that touchdown, and I'm sure that as a second-year Dupor Bowl person, he wants to vie for that MVP crown himself, and a little bit upset at his team for going offsides and costing him that touchdown catch.
Chudoba quarterback doing a nice job for a rookie. Here comes a blitz. Cwanek in the backfield. See what the heck they do with this. Sort this out. It's really getting sloppy down there.
Got that on tape?
False start.
There's the ball in the way. Did you get that? It's time to end the game gracefully.
Bruce Murray taking a hit of Michelob on the sideline. So second down real long, about 20. Chudoba with a hard count. Now comes a blitz over the middle to Raffferty. Not much yardage. Stopped by Paul Tvardzik. Gain of a couple.
We'll review that again at the Darak Mansion today after Dupor 18.
Diagram that sentence. Chudoba looking long for Kosturko. It's up there. Murray's got it at the 18. He's looking for blockers. He's moving downfield. Jeffrey Darak chasing him. He's got a lot of room. And he's not out of bounds until the 10-yard line. Bruce Murray with a big interception. One of the all-time interception leaders. And it's Murray quarterback. On the other side of the pole, bobbled a little bit, but he's got it. He's going for Condon in the corner of the end zone. Touchdown! They do it! There it is! Bruce Murray to Doug Condon. What an appropriate combination for this veteran team. And with 4.5 plays left in the game, they get on the board. They avoid the embarrassment of a shutout.
And Condon did a little bit of a tightrope walk back there, Mike.
It was very close.
2 men covering him, but we didn't see any chalk pickups, and that seemed to be a good touchdown.
Michael, 4.5?
4.5, 28-7.
Timeout, 5 plays.
Injury.
5 plays left.
Oh, the little girl was coming over to visit with Dad.
For Bruce Murray, that is interception number 15 on the all-time list, putting him at the number 2 spot.
Vehicle.
15th interception, and he's only 4 behind Harold Darak. With a big game, too, he could actually move ahead of Mr. Darak. It's chilly out here.
Seems to have some rats on the field on the other side there.
Cwanek, nice, and oh my God, Kevin Cwanek's got quite a leg on him. Through the end zone, the touchback will come to the 10. 5 plays left in this game. Chudoba quarterback. Cwanek with a big rush. Walks it up. Intercepted by Eisenmann. They're making their move. They take a timeout. Just their last timeout. 4.5 plays left in the game. 4.5 left, but they have a chance to make this score at least look respectable. Get back their dignity. Condon a quarterback. Fake left. Over the middle of the end zone. Intercepted by Raffferty. Chudoba quarterback. Going long for Marchetti. Murray in position to pick it off, and he does. Interception 16 on the all-time list. Closing in on Darak's mark.
Minimal effort, he makes that interception.
2.5 plays left in this game, and Bruce Murray would get a feather in his cap for bringing them a little closer. We got a flag, probably offsides. Murray ditches it out to Cwanek. It's complete.
Coming back anyways.
And it looks like offsides on the offense. 2.5 plays left. Defense seems a little lackadaisical here. Murray looking long, throws it as far as he can for Condon. It's going to be a little short, batted around and incomplete. 1.5 plays left in the game. Condon a quarterback. Murray is open over the middle, looking for Murray. Incomplete and picked off by Kosturko and dropped by Cwanek. Half a play left in the game. Kosturko with a big interception, and this one is over.
First down.
And it looks like 28-7 is going to be our final unless the rookies add insult to injury by scoring one more time. Bruce Murray will do his best to keep that from happening. He's playing deep safety at the goal line. Condon's back there with him. Colonese/DaRin's favorite activities at UConn was deciphering those Heffernan puzzles. Jeffrey Darak to run, maybe to throw, he's got the option, completes it! Jeffrey! His first completion, and that's the end of the game. It's all over. Final score, the veterans 28, the rookies 28, the veterans 7. Jeffrey gets his first completion in the Dupor Bowl, and we'll be going to game 2 in about half an hour, I would imagine, as we complete this one at 2:02 on Saturday afternoon, a gray and getting increasingly cold Saturday. Nice play on that one, and nice, well-played game, but the rookies turned out to be too much.
You got another game going?
Yeah. Harold's going to pick the teams, though.
So if it's a blowout, we do have someone to blame.
Harold predicted the blowout, and they insisted no, they were very comfortable with these teams.
Of course they were. They killed them.
But the game is over, and we'll be having a game 2 shortly. So Jeffrey, you want to come join us here for a little interview action? Jeffrey, that was your first completion, is that correct, as a Dupor quarterback?
Yep.
How did it feel out there?
Good. We were just. It wasn't that I was gonna get someone to score a touchdown, but at least I can get into the play.
Yeah, that was excellent. Did you have any receptions this day or not? Not so far. You had 4 over the past couple of years. You're a real Dupor veteran now. With what? This is your 5th Dupor, I think. 4th or 5th? I think I got you a 5th, well, 4th or 5th anyway. So you're a Dupor regular, and we expect you're really the future of this Dupor Bowl. It's only a matter of time before you follow in your dad's footsteps and come up with the Darak MVP, you know, and with all these years. Now, what do you think? We had a lot of newcomers out there today. Were they having any trouble following the rules of this league, or are they catching on pretty quickly?
They're catching on pretty good, and they're playing great.
Yeah. Feel very hard down there today?
It was really slippery.
Oh, it was? Okay. Looks like we're going to have a second game coming up. Do you know if we're losing any players, or everyone's sticking around for game 2 as far as you know? Good. Excellent. Well, Jeff, thanks for joining us, and imagine you'll be with the film viewing today at the Darak Mansion.
Yep.
All right. Thanks for joining us, Jeff. Well, this is Mike Colonese at the end of game number 1 for Dupor Bowl number 18. This is our 18th season, having begun this in 1979. You recall that was on audio tape. We went to the video in 1984, so this is our 13th year on videotape. John DaRin is always with me behind the mic, and Jim Hawley this year taking over as our cameraman. Paul, you want to come join us for a brief interview? Paul, the designer of the field, which we think is perhaps the best Tvardzik field yet. There are no animals, though, on the field, Paul, and we have a question about that. Can we expect next year to see the return of pachyderm? Yeah, we're playing another, I guess. I'm feeling my age.
I don't think so, because the National Federation for the Protection of Animals sent us a letter.
Oh, yes.
Wanting us to refrain from using the pachyderm or any type of other animal as a symbol for the Dupor Bowl.
Harold Darak is setting the teams now. Perhaps we get a shot of Harold, John. He's got a pad and a pen. He's looking around at the field of participants, and he will be setting the field for game number 2. He'll be setting the teams.
And Mike, that could be dangerous. You know what they say about an actuary with a pad.
Yeah, Mr. DeFeo returning for his second Dupor Bowl, a.k.a. Stabler, number 12. But Paul, we do have to hand it to you. A very nice field this year.
There's no such thing as Albert Bell in the Dupor. When the media calls, you call. You understand what I'm saying? Let's go.
We need an interview. He's a second-year man, though.
I'll go for a can opener.
Oh, on a rookie. We need a rookie for an interview.
A fresh perspective on the Dupor.
He's a veteran now. Well, down there you
Little
see
camera
three rookies there, Mr. Chudoba, Mr. Raffferty, and Mr. There he goes. Mr. Chudoba's coming up here, a fine quarterback. So how'd it feel to be getting your first Dupor Bowl action?
I'm just very happy to be here and play with these fine gentlemen.
Excellent.
These fine athletes.
How do you find the field today? Field conditions are
Very difficult, very difficult.
It's a hard field. I understand there's some slippery spots down there.
Very difficult.
Now that you participated in the first year, will we expect to see you back?
I hope to be invited
next
back.
year.
I hope to be
Okay.
invited back.
Well, you will be. We like to have the new blood in the Dupor Bowl. All the veterans are slowly retiring from this league, so we need other people to actually play the game. We got a game 2 coming up, and our referee Darak is busy now setting the teams. You were quarterback for most of the time. How did it feel? You seem to be throwing the ball quite well.
It felt good. I thank God for my talents and the Almighty.
Very good. Well, thanks for joining us. A fine interview. We hope to hear more of him in the years to come. And Andrew DaRin is here. He'll be playing in a Dupor very soon, too. Andrew, what do you think of the game so far? You like it? Yes, he does. I think that's a definite yes.
That means you'll be invited back. You'll now be in the daily report.
Harold, you almost done with those teams?
27 on 6.